You ready?
I'm ready. Oh, was that it?
And 1, 2,
Okay.
3, 4.
1.
Give it up for God who led you out of Egypt.
2.
No other God takes his place. Don't find a new relationship.
3.
And watch how you say God's name, especially while you're praying.
4.
We'll all take the holy break, the Sabbath, just for playing.
5.
Treat your parents well and live it up a long, long time.
6.
Don't kill, you don't get deciding who's all dying.
7.
Don't cheat another in life.
8.
2 words, don't steal, it'll come back to haunt you and you know it ain't right.
9.
Yeah. Number 9, don't lie, it always hurts in the end. Wouldn't do it to your mother or your best friend.
10.
Learn to know while you have jealousy now moments. Don't want what isn't yours. Ooh, that's 10.
That was awesome.
You can go now. I love when we read the 10 Commandments. We stand, there's special melodies. And thank you, Zavdi, for reading it so beautifully. I must say that when this young, tall man got up to read them, I thought, oh boy, I hope he knows the melodies. And then when I realized it was Zavdi, I said, oh, of course he knows the melodies. We taught him. The words are laid out so uniquely in the Torah. It's really grand. And at Shavuot, particularly, when we'll read this again, I always wonder what Torah will be imparted to me this year that I need to unpack and to learn. I envision some type of ray that kind of beams down my Torah without me even knowing. It really is kind of awesome. I have to say, when preparing for this Devar, I think I may have discovered some of what I am supposed to learn this year. A light bulb went off. I started seeing the relationship between the 10 Commandments and Musar. Now, mind you, if you know me at all, you know I can find Musar everywhere. But this one was a new one for me, and particularly exciting to find so many opportunities to practice my Musar within the context of the Big 10. So a little review. Musar literally means morals. The Musar teacher Greg Marcus describes it as a Jewish spiritual practice that gives concrete instructions on how to live a meaningful and ethical life. Musar is virtue-based ethics, based on the idea that by cultivating inner virtues, we improve ourselves. This is in contrast to most Jewish ethical teachings, which are rule-based. Like yoga or meditation, Musar is a practice. We don't learn it or live it overnight. As one of my teachers says, it's lifelong work. Good think we have a lifetime to do it. We work on noticing, exercising, practicing, refining our character traits, our midot, with the goal of raising our own level of holiness, becoming a better person, breaking habits that don't serve for ourselves and in relationship with others. We study traits like those in the Shalosh Esrei Midot, the 13 attributes, the character traits of God that we read every holiday: compassion, kindness, mercy, patience, truth, forgiveness, humility. The Musar masters, however, recognize that simply learning about the trait is not enough. Learning about kindness does not make us more kind. We need to embody it. One Musar teacher, Rabbi Elia Lopian, described Musar as teaching the heart what the mind already knows. In the bracha, after each Torah reading, we recite, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Blessed are you, God, who gives us the Torah of truth and planted eternal life within us. But what exactly is planted within us? Torah of truth, eternal life, everything we need to know to live a life full of truth, which is, in my mind, the midot. These holy traits that help us to be our best, most holy selves, they're already in us. They were planted in our bodies at birth. And our job is to cultivate them. Till the soil, water, give light, trim, weed, be curious, and open enough to allow them to grow. And year after year, as we continue to practice, these traits, just like perennials, come back stronger, hardier, healthier, making our gardens more beautiful, bringing our heart and head into alignment, teaching the heart what the mind already knows. Now back to the 10 Commandments. I found that little rap song and thought it would be fun to start off by singing it. But as an aside, I do suggest going to YouTube and listening to it. It's much better. Comes with graphics, the whole 9 yards. But in the song, it has this line that says, if everyone actually listened to what the 10 Commandments really said, especially 9 and 10, there'd be a lot less problems in the world. There'd be a lot less problems in the world. And it got me thinking, well, how well do I follow the commandments? Ever lied to avoid a conflict? Oh, honey, it's been in my closet for years. Ever wanted or coveted something of someone else's? Oh, God, I wish I could have that car, that house, that hamburger. Ever killed someone's spirit by shaming them or squashing a dream? Stolen the spotlight, an idea, a Netflix password? Cheated by cutting corners, not showing up fully? Contradicted, embarrassed, or didn't listen to the needs of your parents? The Musar masters understood that our inner drives, our wounds, and our appetites, often manifested as the Yetzer Hara, our naughty side, actively prevents us from behaving as we know we should. And while we think we don't kill, steal, cheat, maybe we really do and could use a little Musar help. One of the tools we use in Musar is called a focus phrase. We find a word or a phrase that helps us remember the trait, and we say it to bring us back into focus, a focus phrase. So I looked at the commandments and thought about these midot, and if I could strengthen them, I picked out a few, it might help me be a better follower of these big 10. I started with bitachon, faith. Can I build my faith and remember it when I doubt? Can I not rush to make a choice out of fear that might hurt me or another, and have faith that if I listen to that small voice within, that place that I believe God resides in each one of us, I'll know what's right? As we say the last line of the Adon Olam, Adonai li velo ira, God is with me, I shall not fear. Can I remember that? Shmirat Lashon, shtika, watching what I say, and silence. Can I watch what I say? Can I be quiet? Can I remember that words hurt? As we say in our VODs all the time, does it need to be said? Does it need to be said now? Does it need to be said by me? Because remember, silence is a fence for wisdom. And as Proverbs says, death and life are in the power of the tongue. Menuchat nefesh, quieting of the soul, equanimity. Can I take the time to bring myself back to a state of calm, a state of equanimity? By asking myself possibly, Ayeka, where are you? And responding with certainty, Hinani, here I am. And can I use the Ruach Elohim, that breath of God, of life that is flowing through me, every moment of life, God willing, as a way to slow down and be present in this holy break of Shabbat? Ruach Elohim, Ruach Elohim, Hayaka, Hineni. Kavod, honor. Am I being respectable? Respectful? Am I visiting? Am I calling? Am I giving of my time? I need to remember what Pirkei Avot says when who is honorable? One who honors others. How's my savlanut, my patience? I need to support others' choices, encourage growth, allow for mistakes and differences. Parker Palmer says, and we always use this in our VODs as well, remember, everyone is not a flawed attempt at being you. I'm going to say that again. Remember, everyone is not a flawed attempt at being you. Can I let go of judgments open-heartedly? Despite being insulted, I will not withhold my goodness from you. Can I strengthen my humility, my anava? Am I taking up the right amount of space, not doing or saying or being all that is me? Or, am I stepping in where it's not my place? Where's my kindness, my chesed? Maybe I need to be a little kinder to myself and others, like little things, smiling at people I don't know, saying hello, and stopping to ask someone how they're doing. Stepping out of my comfort zone also and trying something harder. Because as we all know, Olam Chesed Yibaneh, the world is built on kindness. My emunah, my trustworthiness. Telling someone I'll be there at 10 but not coming until 10:15. Oh. Making promises to my husband that I'll put my shoes away, but I never do. It's not very trustworthy. Can I do what I say? And even in conflict, can I stay steady through the unpredictable changes and still speak my truth? Hakarat hatov, gratitude. I am enough. I am enough. I have enough. I have enough. Thank you for waking me up, for providing for my needs, for breathing life into me this moment and this moment and this moment. I know that who is rich? One who is happy with their lot. And finally, the last of my list, achrayut, defined in Musar as responsibility. Kol Yisrael aravim zeh bazeh, we each are responsible for one another. Who am I cheating? Who am I hurting? Neighbors, family, environment, myself? Where am I not taking responsibility for the harm I may be causing? I am accountable for my own choices, actions. And I need to ask myself, can I live with those choices and actions? Rabbi Ira Stone, founder of the Center for Contemporary Musar, opens his book, A Responsible Life, The Spiritual Path of Musar, by asking, what prevents me from doing what is good? If I know what's right, if I espouse a set of values and describe the good, why is it so difficult to act on that knowledge and those values. Faced with a world where there is so much evil, what can I do to make a difference? He goes on to write that if these questions resonate with us, and I hope they do, then Musar can provide a structure for beginning to address them. It demands that our day-to-day actions be suffused with a concern for doing the good. And Rabbi Jonathan Sachs of blessed memory says, the responsible life is a life that responds. The Hebrew for responsibility, achrayut, comes from the word acher, meaning other. Our great other is God, calling us to use the freedom given us to make the world that is more like the world that ought to be. The great question, the question that life we lead answers is, what voice will we listen to? Will we heed the voice of desire, as in the case of Adam and Eve? Will we listen to the voice of anger, as in the case of Cain? Or will we follow the voice of God, calling on us to make this a more just and gracious world? I know that it is my responsibility to continue this dive into the Ten Commandments, asking questions of myself as to how I do or don't follow each one. And I hope you might join me. In your hakol this morning is a sheet of 11 midot that may help follow the Big Ten. And you can line them up to whichever commandment you think they might go to for you. And look to be part of a VAD. Next fall, when groups start, check it out. And take home this sheet and talk to me. I will do this going slowly. As it said, I have a lifetime. I will do it with curiosity and gentleness and continuously remind myself that I am not perfect. I am a flawed human and a holy soul, as each one of us are. As I apply my Musar tools in this exploration and practice, I hope to come to our next reading of the Aseret HaDibrot, the Ten Commandments, on Shavuot, sensing a deeper feeling that I am living the Big Ten and not just reading them. Because as the song goes, if everyone actually listened and took to heart the Ten Commandments and what they really said, there'd be a lot less problems in this world. Ken Yehi Ratzon. Amen. Shabbat Shalom.